So before we get into the video, I just want to make a little disclaimer. I did this review and started noticing some things about these figures that were kind of sticking out to me and that I didn't think looked right. It was making me suspicious of the KOs. And lo and behold, after doing some research, after doing my review of course, I've come to the conclusion that these are knockoffs, which sucks. I bought them thinking that they were NECA turtles. I'll explain later in the video. I'll go on all into depth of what to look for, why these aren't genuine NECA TMNT figures, and just what to look for and to keep from making the mistake that I did. That being said, these being knockoffs, I still enjoy the figures themselves. It still made me happy. I still had a fun time posing them. I'm not going to return them. I'm going to keep them because I didn't pay very much for them. I paid a very fair, reasonable price for them, which is probably another reason I should have known it wasn't NECA, but it is what it is. Like I said, or like you'll hear later in my review, these are my first NECA, not really NECA, but these are my first NECA figures that I ever bought, so I didn't know what to expect or what to look for. But it is what it is. Just one of the tricks and trades of being a collector. Sometimes it happens, but I do want to put this out there that these are knockoff NECA TMNT turtles. But that being said, for them to be knockoffs, they do hold up well against the actual NECA turtles. I did some research and reading and watched a couple reviews, and I don't know. I just don't want y'all to make the same mistake I did. I don't want to give y'all false pretenses that this is a review for the actual NECA. These are knockoffs. But when I did the review, I didn't know that until after. When I started noticing the sloppy paint, what really gave it off to me was the packaging. And everything that I'm saying now, I'm going to explain later in the video. So just hang out, grab something to drink, something to eat, and I'll explain why they are knockoffs and how you can tell that they're knockoffs. But that being said, I did film the review under the impression that these were legit NECA TMNT figures. So I apologize for that. I should have done more research, but I bought these from Walmart, so I didn't think from a corporate company like that I figured they would be authentic, so I didn't think I would have to do much research. And I figured after getting these, I would get into the research. That's it's kind of how it goes. You find something, you're like, whoa, that's cool. You get it. Then you start doing research on it and figuring out about the line or not even the line with toys, just with anything in general, any kind of hobby or interest or passion you're into. But I just want to clear that up. These are knockoff NECA TMNT turtles. They do hold up well. As long as you're not paying over $30, $25 a piece for them, I think you're good. And I think they're worth it. If you happen to see them on Walmart listed for $90, I'd pull the trigger. They look great on the shelf. There actually is, even though it's not accurate or authentic NECA, there is a lot of paint on these figures, and they have some decent articulation. They come with a lot of cool accessories, alternate hands. Their weapons are fantastic, but just wanted to put that out there. But I hope you all do enjoy the rest of the review. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Thanks for tuning into the video. And I got a package from Walmart, as you can see from my title. I got the NECA TMNT. I got all four of the brothers: Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Leonardo. All for $90. I think it was like, I forget what it was with tax, what it ended up being, but it was like $22 and like $22.50 per figure. But I'm extremely excited to get these open because I was a huge fan. I still am a huge fan of the old original '90s movies, and just very nostalgic to me. Me and my brother grew up watching them. Me and my wife actually still enjoy to put it on every once in a while. And just cracking it open now. I'm really excited. I've been wanting these for close to about a year now. I've been wanting them for quite some time. I'm excited, man. All right, we got them all. Got them all in here. I'm pretty giddy already, to be honest, dude. So I'm gonna start out with Michelangelo since I just finished the last Ronin comic. And spoilers. Never mind, let me not say anything. But oh, awesome. So, got Michelangelo here. Got a slice of pizza. His nunchucks. Looks awesome. It was a GameStop exclusive at the time. What I don't understand is the Nickelodeon. I don't understand what that's on the box for, but pretty cool. The box looks great. Got some art of Michelangelo there. Some awesome
on the back. Let you pause that if you want to give that a read. But the box is really cool. Mikey looks great. I am really excited to get this open. But so there's Mikey. We'll start out with him. And next up we got Leo. His head's turned around. You can't really see him, but there's the side art for Leo. Looking fantastic. Back of the box. And I think they're all the same on the back of the box. Yeah. Yep, they're all the same. Yes, the boxes are pretty cool, man. I really do dig the crispness and the glossiness of the box. Here's Donatello. His head's all twisted around in there too. Not sure why they arrived this way. Kind of strange. They're sealed though. I don't. There's missing tape on this side, but this is not tampered with. It's sealed tape, and even on the bottom here, even the bottom's sealed. You know, sometimes you gotta be careful with sealed tape. People work over that stuff and make it look pretty seamless. When these are from Walmart, so I have no reason to believe that they're not sealed. But I'm going to be opening them up anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Just kind of curious why their heads are so crooked around in there like that. And last but not least, taking a look at Raphael here. Give you a little quick look at him. Side mural art, or not mural, but side picture of the figure itself. Pretty badass. All the boxes are the same, just with the pictures of the turtles themselves. So these are some pretty cool boxes, man. I might keep these and I don't know, run them side by side in the back, or maybe even just cut these out. I'm not totally sure yet, but super stoked to have these. I'm gonna open them up and go over the articulation on at least one of them and just give you the rundown because they're the exact same figure, just with different paint apps and different colored bandanas and different replicas and stuff. But I will give a run through of the articulation for one figure, which is the same for all the figures, and then I'll go through and look at the sculpting and the other extra paint details on the rest of the figures. I am super stoked to finally have these, man. This is awesome. Super wicked. Just a little quick look at the side of the box. Got the pictures of the figures, and they all run together, and it looks awesome like this, actually, man. Really digging this. And just so you know what to expect when you get it out of the box, and you do have an extra bandana accessory to that, like a flowy effect. Got his 2 nunchucks here, and 2 alternate hands, and a piece of pizza. Looking pretty awesome. And just before I even get my hands on this, I'm already looking at the figure, and the paint on this looks incredible, man. So I'm really excited to start messing around with it some. Just getting a close-up look at his accessories. His accessories. Don't mind, my hands are a little bit dirty. I was changing a lot of tires today. But here's one of the extra bandana pieces. This is the flow effect. This is the one that the more sitting regular one. There's some nice sculpting detail in there. Here's one of the nunchucks, and I actually read that these are very fragile, so you have to be careful with them. But I'll keep that in mind. Not really a whole lot to the weapons. Kind of slack in my opinion, actually. Thought they could have done better with the nunchucks. And these are actually my first set of NECA figures. I've seen them in the past and just not gone for it. Here's a alternate hand. Whoop. Thumbs up. Got some sloppy paint right here. But actually some really sloppy paint, to be honest. But it's whatever. Up on the shelf, you're not going to be able to tell that much of a difference. Yeah, really sloppy paint here. That kind of sucks, but getting on to Mikey himself, dude. Look at this. This is where it shines. Look at that smile. The color of the tongue looks really nice. The eyes look great. Look at that. Very nice. I love the green color on him here. And just the sculpting of him is incredible too. I love the textured skin. And this dark green paint looks incredible. I like the texture on his knee pads too. Got some nice musculature going on. The calf's looking crazy. I love the intricate sculpting of the shell here. Looks really great. Yeah, really, really, really cool, interesting design figure. Other than the sloppy hands, everything else is like, well, this is really, really nice painting. Really nice paint apps. Just giving a quick rundown of articulation here. So just start off from the bottom up. I'll just start at the legs. We do get some nice split action here. Complete split. Everything you'd want out of a martial art expert turtle. Got an interesting kind of like ball hinge in here. But some crazy, crazy splits. Everything you'd want out of a Ninja Turtle. Just due to the sculpting for the shell, he can kick out in front of him about that far, but just because of the shell, it does inhibit the outward kick a little bit, and the same thing goes for the back. The hamstring just wants to butt up against the shell here, but no big deal. The shell is kind of like an overlay. As you can see, like the top, if I hold the shell here, this part like probably has like a ball hinge or a ball joint here at the base of the like kind of diaphragm area inside the shell, because all this moves. It's separate from the shell itself. This belt is also an overlay here. Pretty nice. Looking at the knees here. Don't want to go nothing too. Just with these knee pads, it's going to kind of inhibit how far you can go. But the cuts are there. You can see how deep cut the joints are. So it's possible. You just gotta see how it kind of bunches up right there. It wants to pinch at the knee, but these are double hinged pin figures. So if this knee pad wasn't here, I would have no doubt that his hamstring, his calf would touch his hamstring. But just due to the sculpt of the knee pads here, it does kind of inhibit how far you can go with the legs. But that's not too bad. Of course, there is ankle pivot, ankle swivel. His feet can go down about that far, and they can't really go up at all. I almost forget look at the paint on the nails here, because the hands were so sloppy, but they did a decent job on the toenails. Not bad. Even got like a nice like yellow wash over the figure. Kind of very nice, man. Let me stay on the articulation. I got caught up with the paint. That kind of yellowish green looks really nice. With the shoulders here, can't really get a whole lot of up. This hinge in here, it's about as far as it looks like it's going. I don't know a whole lot about Neca figures. I'm trying to mess with this elbow here. So there is forearm swivel, as you can see right here. So that's nice. Hands also spin 360 degrees. There's a vertical hinge on the left hand, vertical hinge on the right hand as well. So like I said, forearm swivel, and seems like just another single hinge ball joint for the shoulders. Seems like the shoulders is what's lacking here. There we go. Get a little bit more. So get up about. Trying to. I don't know. I'm not familiar with neck articulation, so I'm kind of trying to be kind of careful. But this elbow here, he can get past 90 degrees, as you can see. So it's just gonna. I'm gonna have to get used to this figure. Is there a swivel at the? So there's elbow swivel here, and forearm swivel. So that's kind of cool. That's pretty nice. Once again, just the paint on this, like look at that. Look at this nice yellow on top of that green here. Just a really nice wash on that. Even some nice detail paint on the inside of the shell here. Very nice. Nice paint, nice sculpting. This shell is just so intricate. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful job. And like I said, so you can get a pretty decent T, or up to a T with his arms, not too bad. And also the same thing with the arms. They are pinless, but they can get to about 90 degrees if you really push. And you just got to kind of mess around with these elbow pads. Some kind of the same goes for the pin, double joint pin legs. These knee pads kind of inhibit what you can do with them, but I don't know if so there's also swivel at the knee. I forgot to mention that. That's important. I was wondering if these knee pads moved, but I think they're glued. Because this leg seems to have a little bit more mobility. This one is a little bit more. Is it glued? I can't tell if this is glued or not, man. And I don't want to mess up my figure. I just got these today, so there is a tiny little bit of swivel at the thigh. It's just on a big. So just this, like I said, this being my first time messing around with NECA figures, this is some. It's definitely some articulation you got to get used to, but I feel like I'm going to be able to make the posing work. And another problem I had was the peg hole for the back of the head, where you actually can change out the extra bandana accessory from the still to the flowing. The still one came out perfectly, but I'm having a really hard time getting this flowing one, and it's like the peg is slightly bigger than the hole on the back of his head. So I may have to come back with a razor blade and try to trim this up, or I'm gonna try to drop it in some hot water and try to soften this plastic up a little bit and see what happens. But it was not wanting to plug into this hole back here, so kind of strange. Uh, but overall, man, I'm really psyched to have these. I'm super stoked. Like I said, I've been wanting these for close to a year now. I've been seeing them here and there, and been really wanting. I'll see like some of the other versions of the Ronin, the last Ronin at Target or Books A Million or whatever, and the paint on this is just exceptional, dude. Very awesome paint. Just the spots on him, his skin, the green and yellow that they use. The sculpting for the knee pads and the wrist wraps and the elbow pads is also very nice. Got kind of even the belt's got kind of like a leathery look to it. And fantastic paint apps here on the side of the shell, man. That's so nice. Turtles are just badass animals in general. It's one of my favorite creatures of all time, but TMNT is just awesome. Oh, I almost forgot about the head. They actually get a lot of head tail out of this figure. Lots of head tail. A lot of expression you can do with Mikey. He can look up about that far. He can look down quite a fair amount as well. Not really look up, but it does spin 360 degrees. So yeah, man, not pretty interesting, man. It's definitely different coming from Star Wars: The Black Series and Marvel Legends. I've always wanted these NECA figures, and I'm super stoked to finally have them. Great paint, weird articulation, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. And once I pose these guys, the brothers on my shelf somewhere, and I doubt I'm gonna move them around very much, but I am just so elated to finally have these figures in hand, man. They look fantastic. So. Like I said, I already went over the articulation for one of the turtles, so I'm just going to run through some of the other different sculpting not. This is the same sculpt, same exact figure, but just run through some of the other different paint apps, like the different weapons and accessories and the colors of the bandana. Oh, and I almost forgot about Mikey's Pizza here. And starting off here with Raphael's flowing bandana. Got some nice sculpting here. Nice vibrant red color. Here is his scythe. I'm probably not saying that right, and I should know how to say it. Got some nice like sculpting, like kind of a wrap going on here. Some nice silver paint, or probably silver plastic and brown paint. Now that I'm thinking about it, and of course he does have two of these. He dual wields them. And here is one of the alternate hands. And they did a lot better job on the painting for the fingernails on Raphael than they did for Mike. They did my boy, there's a little bit of a mess right there, but they did my boy Mikey dirty, man. Some cool turtle hands. Here's the other one here. And then getting on to Raph himself. And like even up here, dude, like they did a lot better job with his fingernails than they did Mikey. His fingernails are actually really cleanly applied. That one bled through a little bit onto his skin, but not anything major. And this hand's a little bit sloppy. That's pretty sloppy, man. That kind of bums me out. But on the shelf, you're not going to be able to tell. But that is kind of slack. But toenails look good. Paint on them is nice and clean. Not too bad. And of course, once again, looking at this beautiful wash we have on this figure, this kind of like yellow hue over the green. I love the color green that they went with. Beautiful, beautiful color. Again, this intricate shell. And you know what? I feel like is Raph's shell different? Oh man, yeah, Raph's shell is actually different. That's pretty cool. His shell is actually lighter in color, and he's also got scars on his shell. That's pretty freaking cool, man. That's badass. Huh. Well, damn, that's actually pretty neat. I just figured they would have all been the same shell. That's awesome. Got some nice scar in here. I mean, turtles can get bit up by alligators and live and have holes in their shells, and they heal up. They're pretty resilient animals, so that makes sense. Got the nice spots here on the skin. Again, this green is just fantastic, man. Love the red. Look at the eyes. Very badass. The teeth look all see on the head limb. I can't speak. The teeth also look very nicely done. Nice sculpting. Pretty clean paint on that. The eyes look very nice. But man, this is awesome figure. One more quick look. I'll give you a 360. Overlay belt. Yep, awesome, man. This looks great. So there's Raphael. Almost forgot again. Here's Raph's pizza. And to my fellow NECA collectors out there, but there's probably some reason that I don't know, but what's if you collect NECA and you know this, let me know. What's the purpose of this plastic? Is this just to protect the paint over the face? Because it's only over the face and shoulders, and it's been like this in every team, in every turtle. So I don't know if you, like I said, if you're a NECA collector, holler at me and let me know what this plastic is for. Is that typical, or what's the deal with this? Starting off here is Donatello's staff. Got some nice sculpting here. Just a brown plastic, nothing crazy. So that's nice. Got an alternate hand here. Again, I don't know what it is with the fingernails. They're just really they're just being really sloppy and like lathering the paint on. Not really hitting it very clean, but when it's on the shelf, I'm not going to notice that. It's not a big deal. That's just me nitpicking. This one looks better. That one looks a little bit better. It's cool sculpted hands. And then getting on to Donatello here, man. And I freaking love the face sculpt for him. This is like totally a Donatello smirk. I freaking love it, dude. And man, just the paint on these figures is just phenomenal, man. The green with this like yellow wash over the kind of like transcendency from green to yellow. The colors look just phenomenal, man. Outstanding paint, I can really say. Other than the sloppy fingernails. And as you can see, Donatello's actually got a different overlay here. The rest of the brothers, they just have a belt, and he's actually got like almost like a bandolier thing going on. Purple on his mask looks great. Look at those eyes. God, that is so badass, man. That's so freaking cool, dude. That is so cool, man. That is just that is definitely Donatello. I love that smirk, man. Oh, I love it. So awesome, dude. Give me a quick look at the back. Another different shell, but as you can see on his quote unquote bandolier style belt here, it's got these pieces of thread, and I assume this is for tying his staff to his back. So pretty cool that they did that. I like that. Pretty awesome. Yeah, there's the purple looks great. I love the paint. That's a great color. Phenomenal sculpting and paint, man. This is awesome. I'm so happy to have these figures, man. This is so awesome. This is bringing me a lot of joy. That looks great. Here's Donatello's pizza. Starting off here with Leonardo's accessories. Here is his flowy bandana piece. Also nice sculpting. Nice blue paint on there as well. Here is one of his alternate hands. A little bit better job on the fingernails here. Very nice. And here's the second alternate hand. The sculpting of the veins on the top of the hand right here is really nice. That's awesome looking. Very cool. Little lines on the knuckles there. Sloppy paint once again on the fingernails. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with them, why they can't get that right. And here is one of Leo's katanas. I like this silver plastic here. It's got a very nice sheen to it. Very shiny. So there's one, and of course he dual wields these as well. So here's the second one. Really nice shine to them. Love these katanas. Beautiful, beautiful. And here is Leo himself. Try to slide these accessories to the side so I don't lose them. And here's Leo, man. And also, once again, different overlay compared to the rest of the bros. Even different from Donatello's, but similar to Donatello's. As you can see here, it's kind of got that like bandolier style feel, but it is different. It's got the two straps going across his chest instead of the one. So that's pretty nice. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I like this blue that they used on his bandana here. And wow, dude, that's pretty badass. I like the look of his sheaths. That's badass. Let's see how it fits in actually. We'll just throw one in there for the time being. Oh yeah, that's sick, dude. Here, I'm gonna throw. You know what? Why not? I'll throw both of them in and see what they look like. Why is this one not going in? Oh, is it just one? Oh, what? That's kind of a bummer. Yeah, so if you look down in there, you can see this one is like got a lot of room and space in there. This one doesn't. Not sure if you can. You can't really see that, can you? It's hard to see, but like there's like no real place for this to. Like it goes in there, but it's hard. You can't see it on camera. But the line in there, it will not. It just won't hold it. But that one, this one's like completely hollow. This one here is, it goes straight in. Then this one, it's got like a weird slit on the inside. It's like it doesn't even go in there. So, but having the one in there looks pretty cool. Kind of weird why the other one doesn't go in. But, you know, whatever. Kind of strange. But these katanas are cool. Like I really like this silver paint or the plastic that they use. That's awesome. That's sick, man. They just look sharp, you know? And I would definitely have to mess around with these. They just kind of shove them in the packaging, it seems like. But, man, great. Let's take a look at the eyes here. And it looks... Dude, these are badass, man. That is sick. God, it's just some wicked sculpting. Look at that, dude. God, that's some beautiful sculpting. So nice. Little dry brushing highlights of yellow on the forearm there. Even on the arms. Everywhere on the figure. So badass, man. Great texture on the knee pads here. Also on the wrist straps and his elbow pads. The very vibrant blue. Looks awesome. Hell yeah, man. I'm so glad to finally have these. And check out the four brothers, man. The four turtles. Each one of these face sculpts just captures each one of these characters so well. God, these look fantastic, man. Just phenomenal paint. Wicked accessories. There's so many good things to say. I love these things, man. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it for the review. All I could say is superb sculpting, amazing, phenomenal paint. Some weird articulation. That being all the other good things I have to say about it. That's the one nitpick I have is the articulation is a little wonky. the elbow pads and the knee pads kind of get in the way of the articulation due to the sculpting and stuff like that, but not really much you can do about that. But the texture of it all looks great. The paint and the wash that these figures have, the green and the yellow, looks fantastic. The shells are absolutely wicked looking. Just such intricate sculpting and design on them. I love these flowy bandana extra pieces. They look really good. It gives the figure some like a little bit more of a dynamic look. Awesome accessories. So cool that these come with alternate hands, and each figure comes with a pair of alternate hands, different gestures and stuff like that. And they all each come with a piece of pizza. So pretty badass, man. But I am super, super happy and just elated to finally have these in hand, and I can't wait to find room in my collection, to find some space in my collection room for these figures. But that pretty much wraps it up. That's really all I got to say about these figures. If you are a TMNT fan, especially of the old 90s movies, I highly recommend picking these up. They're phenomenal looking. It looks like they just jumped right out of the movie, and they just look, oh, just outstanding, outstanding figures, man. But that pretty much wraps it up. I hope you're all having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I appreciate you tuning in. Give me a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. My main passion is Star Wars. I'm a Black Series YouTuber channel for the most part, but I do every once in a while I'll throw up a Marvel Legends or just a figure review in general. Like, it doesn't really have to be Star Wars. A badass figure is a badass figure. It doesn't have to be a Star Wars figure. If I'm into it, or I was into it as a kid, or got into it later in life, and I think it's cool and I enjoy it, I'm gonna buy it. It doesn't matter. That being said, another thing too is, like, people always feel like you have to know a character to get the figure, or know the movies, or read comics and stuff like that. And, like, while that is cool, and like most people's collections, including mine, are based off personal preference and connection to characters and stories and stuff like that, you don't have to know all the facts about a character just to buy their figure. If you think it looks cool, it's a cool toy, just buy it. If it's going to bring you 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 years of joy, that's all that fucking matters, man. But I do appreciate y'all tuning into this video. I just super happy to have these, man. I've been wanting them for quite some time. Like I said, leave me a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I hope you're all having a great day or night whenever you're watching. So, kind of mid-review here, I kind of noticed something a little startling just now. So I was looking at the back of the box. I was just going to see if there was different bios for each turtle, and I assumed there would be. So I was reading, and just going to see if anything sticks out to y'all here. So I was reading, and as you can see, it's got the appropriate names to the appropriate turtle. But just go ahead and give a little look to the description there, and I'm gonna see if you can see it. Anything yet? Maybe pause it or whatever. But so I think these may be knockoffs now that I'm looking closer at it, because it does say Donatello and it does say Michelangelo, but both of these bios read as if they're for Michelangelo. I don't know if you noticed that now, but the Wise Turtle never pays full price for late pizza. The Wise Turtle never pays full price for late pizza. It's the same bio on the back of the boxes for the figures. So that's Donatello and Mikey. Let's see. Knocked him over. Straighten him back up real quick. So let's see the Raphael and Leonardo box now. And it looks good. It's got the right pictures that they use on the actual, like, Neca website. But if you look, this is the same thing here. Wild Star never pays full price for late pizza. Michelangelo is the best. Michelangelo is the easy go. It's the same bio for each figure on the box. But, like, the box themselves, they look legit, man. Like, they have the Nickelodeon, the GameStop insignia, but that doesn't mean anything, man. Like, some of these third-party knockoff creators can, like, really make these boxes look very identical. But it even says NECA on the box here. So I'm a little confused. Like I said, I'm not familiar with NECA. These are my first NECA figures that I've ever owned. So I don't know what to expect or what to look for. But I'm having a slight feeling that these may be knockoffs, just due to the
the packaging error. That's really weird for them to do that. So I'm actually going to do some Googling real quick, and I'll get back to y'all. Okay, so after getting into some research, I have come to the conclusion and determined that these are knockoffs, which I'm a little bit bummed out about. It does suck that they're not actual NECA figures. That being said, though, the excitement they brought me when I first opened them remains, and I still really like them, and I'm really excited to like display them and set them up on my shelf somewhere in my collection. That being said, though, I am a little bit bummed out that they're not actual NECAs, but there were some telltale signs that I didn't quite realize because, like I mentioned before, I never collected NECA. These are my first quote unquote NECA, not really NECA. These are my first NECA figures, so I didn't really know what to look for or what to expect. And the fact that I bought them through Walmart, I didn't think that I would have to do so much research and make sure that they were actually authentic. But a couple telltale signs here, besides the packaging that I just showed you. If you look up the actual NECA turtles, these turtles have a little bit lighter of a green. That yellow wash that I was talking about that I like because I still do like it. I think it looks good. But this yellow wash that's on the turtles, like the yellow on the chin and the lips and on certain parts of the arms, that yellow is not on the original NECA Turtles release. They're just dark green. There's no like weird yellow dry brushing or anything like that. Another thing is the colors of their bandanas are a little bit more vibrant than the NECA figures, and there's also like a sheen. They look like the turtles just got out of the sewer. They look wet or sweaty, like they've been training. The NECA figures have like a matte finish on them. They're not shiny and glossy like these figures are. And another thing to look for is the son of a bitch, keep knocking Donnie over. The dots on the costume here, um, like all on his face and his arms and his legs, like right here, and all these dots and stuff. Now, if you are a fan of the '90s TMNT show, or I'm not show, movies, you'll know that the first movie, the costumes looked insane, but for the second and third movie, they actually ended up going with a different, like, uh, not production company, but they went a different route with the costumes, different design, and they were like a little more like cartoony looking. They were a lot more brighter, and these spots were a lot more prevalent on the second and third movie on the costumes. The first movie, you couldn't really see the spots; they blended in very well. And the NECA figures do a lot better job of this. These are just like they're very dark and prevalent. You can see them; they stick out a lot. The NECA figures, the dots are like they're camouflaged in with the paint itself, and also their carapace, the belly here, is a lot brighter than it should be. The NECA figures have a lot darker carapace. And another thing that was sticking out to me, as you probably realized from the review, is I kept complaining about the sloppiness on the alternate hands, on the fingernails on the alternate hands. And it was just, it didn't, I didn't think about it much, but then like I was starting to think about it, I was like, it is kind of weird for a company like NECA, which like, I don't know what their quality control is or anything like that, but such a high, well-known brand like NECA, it's so weird that they would have a figure with such sloppy paint apps. Like, if you look at Raph here and some of the other turtles, now this actually looks good. The paint, right, it is a little sloppily applied, but it is there. Like, see on the inside of the elbow here, that looks nice, kind of. But it's just, it's strange, man. Like, look at the paint here. It's just kind of dabbed on. It's not really. Some spots are better than others, but it's just very, very sloppily applied. And I thought that was a little strange for a NECA figure, but like I said, I didn't know any better because I've never collected NECA. This one, that part of Leonardo on his elbow pad right here is actually kind of clean. And when you look at these and compare them to the paint apps on the NECA turtles, it's a night and day difference, man. This looks so sloppy compared to the NECA turtles. That being said, they're going to be on the shelf, so I'm not going to notice those little things like that. And like I said, dude, just the excitement that I got when I opened them, that's all I need. I don't care. Would I have preferred if they were authentic NECA? Yes, I would have, but I don't care. because they still bring me joy. I still enjoy looking at them, posing around with them, and they're going to look awesome in my display in my collection. So while I am bummed out, I don't regret my purchase. And my wife even mentioned something to me about them not being authentic because uh, I asked her to order them for me because I was at work doing something, and she ordered them for me. And she said that Neca was not in the description, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." So then I looked at it, but it said Neca on the packaging, which also doesn't mean anything. They can make these boxes look identical to the actual manufacturer. Um, but I went back and looked at the Walmart listing for it. I paid $90 for all these, so that's about like $22 a figure, which to me is still worth it. I don't mind, but it's kind of on me. I should have paid closer attention, but going through buying from a corporation like Walmart, I didn't think I would have to. I figured I was just getting something authentic, but I did go back because I was thinking about maybe emailing them and thinking about working out like a refund or. But then I started thinking, I was like, you know what? But I still like them though. I don't want to return them. If I issue a refund or say something about them not being real, they're probably going to say something and want me to send them back. And I do like these figures. They look good, man. So with them, that being said, with them being knockoffs, these are very well done knockoffs. They look very identical to the turtles, like sculpting and stuff like that, until you look at the actual NECA turtles and realize what to look for. Like another thing that I didn't realize because I never had NECA is the joints on these figures are kind of loose. Not bad, but you can kind of wiggle them around. Supposedly the NECA figures have like a good bit of resistance to them, so they don't do that. But just buyer beware. Don't make the same mistake I did. I watched another YouTube video after I seen the mistake on the packaging. I was like, maybe there's got to be somebody else who's wondering what I am. And I found this one channel. I think his name was like Blakey Poo or something like that. I'll have to look back at my recent search history or whatever. But I think the channel was called Blakey Poo, and he goes over and basically I made his mistake. I purchased these turtles not really knowing what to look for or anything, and I was super elated and excited to have them. And then things started sticking out to me, and I got curious about if they were authentic. Went down that rabbit hole, and lo and behold, I found out they were knockoffs. And he got his off eBay, so he actually messaged the seller, got his refund back, got the actual NECA turtles. That's good for him. That's very good. He actually still had the knockoffs in hand when he got the official NECA turtles, and side by side, you almost can't tell if you don't know what to look for. But then, as soon as he points out the things that show you that's indicative to show you it's a knockoff, it's pretty apparent. It's pretty apparent. But that being said, y'all be careful when y'all are looking at these NECA figures. Read the description fully. Read the title of the description fully, and watch some YouTube videos. Do some more research. I I can say I wish I had, but at the same time, I don't regret this purchase for roughly less than $22 a figure. I'm pretty happy with them, and for them being knockoffs, they still do have incredible paint, really incredible sculpting, some somewhat lacking but decent articulation, and a lot of accessories and alt hands. So it is what it is. This is just one of those things. One of the I don't want to say downsides. This is just one of those things that you come across when being a collector for a long time, or just starting to getting into collecting, and you're getting into a new line and whatnot. But anyways, I'm gonna cut this short, but that's that.